Hello, today we're gonna look at nihilism, an ideology made popular by philosophers like Nietzsche. And we're gonna see what is the biggest problem with this. Does it even have a real big problem? Let's see, and I'll let you be the judge. Nihilism rejects some fundamental part of human existence. For example, morality, meaning, or even knowledge. In many ways, nihilism can be characterized as an ideology that states that, well, everything's meaningless. That usually is the common view that people have when you mention nihilism. And that's the one we're gonna use today. That everything is meaningless. And so what's wrong with this? Well, you can simply think about it like this. If everything is meaningless, then surely is also nihilism. Because nihilism is included in everything. And so, even if nihilism is true, surely nihilism itself is meaningless in a nihilistic world. Surely being a nihilist is meaningless. Surely believing in nihilism is meaningless. Because all of these things are included in, well, everything. And if everything is meaningless, then so is nihilism. And so nihilism is this kind of ideology where it really lacks a justification for you to believe in it. Because even if it were to be true, you wouldn't really have a reason to believe in it. Because the belief in nihilism would be, well, by definition, meaningless if nihilism is true. And so the big question is, what is there to even gain from being a nihilist? I mean, surely you can say that, well, what if it's the truth? But surely the truth is also meaningless in nihilism, because everything is. And so the value of this belief is nothing. The very belief itself is meaningless if it were to be true. And well, if it's false, then surely the cost might be high. For example, if we think about nihilism and what it leads to in a society, surely we can say that, nihilism's logical conclusions can be apathy. Well, nothing matters, so why care about anything? And well, that's apathy. And also, nihilism can lead to tolerance. If nothing matters, then why care if anyone does anything? Just tolerate everything. Tolerate crimes, tolerate people breaking social norms, doing all kinds of bad stuff. Because everything's meaningless. Why shouldn't you tolerate it? And so, nihilism can very easily lead to apathy and tolerance for even bad things. Now, of course, the nihilist will say that no real bad things exist in nihilism, which is correct. But even if these are simply preferences, surely even the nihilists themselves would have some sort of preferences that they cannot control, that are simply biology. For example, a nihilist will eat food, even though eating food is meaningless, the same way that starving is, but yet nihilists choose to eat because it is a human preference that we simply have. And so, if we have a society with apathy and extreme tolerance, well, we can just quote a smart man named Aristotle, who says apathy and tolerance are the last virtues of a dying society. And so, as we can see in many places, these values lead to the destruction of a society. These values do not give us the society which we would want, even if that is simply just a preference and there is no actual objective better or worse. We can say that, well, if nihilism leads to this, surely the cost of nihilism being wrong is extremely high. Yet the price of being correct in nihilism is meaningless. And so the big question is, why be a nihilist? If nihilism is correct, the price is meaningless. Yet if nihilist is wrong, the cost can be extremely big. It can cost society. It can cost you a great deal. So why choose nihilism over many other ideologies? Especially when even if nihilism is correct, there is no real value from it. There is no real winning in nihilism. There is simply meaninglessness. And so there is no winning. There is only losing in nihilism. So if you're a nihilist, maybe ask yourself, why be a nihilist? And that is truly the biggest problem with nihilism. It's lack of justification. If you are wrong, it could cost a lot. If you are right, then it doesn't even matter. And so nihilism cannot really be justified. Even in a world where we simply assume nihilism to be true, you cannot justify your belief in nihilism because it's meaningless. But hey, what do you think? Do you think that there is some way to justify nihilism? Do you think that nihilism is a logical position to hold for some people? Or is nihilism a joke that has gone too far? But hey, thanks for watching. Have a great day.